So, you're thinking about starting your own transport business in Greece? Fantastic. But there's one critical piece of paper that stands between your ambition and your first professional haul. That's the Road Haulage Operator License. In this explainer, we are going to map out exactly how you get it.
And let me tell you, we are in excellent hands. All the information we're covering comes directly from the classroom materials of Eras Zographos, who is a top-tier consultant for road safety and transport. This isn't just theory. This is practical knowledge, straight from the expert, designed to give you the clearest possible path to getting your business started.
Okay, so you're ready to go. You've got the drive, maybe you've even picked out your first truck. But beyond all that, what does the government actually require from you? Let's break down the official journey to becoming a fully licensed road haulage operator.
Now, before you even think about filling out a single form, you need to understand this. Both the Greek state and the EU require your business to be built on a solid foundation. This foundation rests on what we call the 4 essential pillars. If you get these right, everything else is going to fall into place much more easily.
Here they are, the 4 non-negotiables: installation, good repute, financial standing, and professional competence. Now, installation is pretty straightforward. It just means you need a physical business address in Greece, a real office. Easy enough. But those other 3? Let's unpack what they really mean.
Second is good repute, and this is all about trust. You and your transport manager have to have a clean slate. That means no serious convictions for crimes like fraud or smuggling, and no history of major violations of labor or traffic laws. You also can't have a bankruptcy on your record from the last 5 years. Basically, they need to know you're reliable.
After proving you have good character, you have to prove you have financial stability. The authorities need to see that your business can actually cover its costs right from day one. It's not just about having some cash. It's about proving you're solvent and ready for business.
And here is the first number you absolutely need to remember. For your first heavy goods vehicle, and that's anything weighing over 3.5 tons, you have to prove you have at least 9,000 euros in cap. And for every single additional heavy vehicle you want to add to your fleet, that's another 5,000 euros you need to have in reserve. So as you can see, the bigger your fleet, the stronger your financial standing needs to be.
But hey, what if you're starting out with only lighter vehicles? Like vans under 3.5 tons? Well, the financial bar is much, much lower. You'll need 1,800 euros for your first vehicle and only 900 euros for each one after that. A lot more manageable for a smaller startup.
The final pillar is professional competence. Now, this isn't just about being a good driver. It's about proving you can actually manage a transport business. You prove this by getting the Certificate of Professional Competence, or PEC. To get it, you have to complete a 45-hour course at a certified school, a CKAM. And then you've got to pass the official government exams.
Okay, once you have those 4 pillars standing strong, it's time to gather all your paperwork. Let's just run through the official checklist so you know exactly what you need.
First things first, the core business documents. You'll need the main application form, your ID or passport, and, if you set up a company, all its legal paperwork. You also need to prove you have that business address we talked about. A lease agreement works great, and your official business registration certificate. Next, you need the documents for your designated transport manager. Now, this could be you, or it could be someone you hire for the role. You'll need their ID, that all-important PEE certificate, and some kind of document that proves their connection to your company, like an employment contract.
So, how do you prove your financial standing? Well, you have a few different options. The easiest way is with a recent bank statement that shows you've got the required capital. But you could also get a formal bank guarantee for that amount, or even a professional liability insurance policy. Any of these will work.
And here is a little piece of bureaucratic relief for you. You don't actually have to run around getting your own criminal record or a certificate of no bankruptcy. The state authorities will pull these for you automatically as part of their background check. That's a nice modern touch. Saves you a bit of legwork.
All right, your pillars are established, your documents are all gathered, you are on the home stretch now. Let's talk about the final step, actually submitting the application.
So, where do you take all this? You can submit your complete application file either directly to the Directorate of Transport and Communications in your region, or for convenience, at a local citizen service center, which you probably know is a KEP. The process is a bit old school, though. You're doing it in person or by mail.
But wait a second. I know what you're thinking. Isn't everything digital these days? It's a very common question, and honestly, the answer is pretty complicated. The official information can be a bit confusing.
This brings us to a really crucial tip for dealing with this kind of stuff. On one hand, the official government portal, Mitos, says this process is not digital. But then, other expert sources say it can be done online through the ministry's platform. So, what's the takeaway here? Don't just trust the websites. Always call your local Directorate of Transport and confirm directly with them how they want you to submit.
Once your application is in, the clock officially starts ticking. The government gives itself a maximum deadline of 50 days to process everything, run all the checks through the National Transport Registry, and issue a final decision.
But here is some valuable insider knowledge. While that official deadline is 50 days, in practice, things often move much, much faster. Most applicants report that the whole thing, from submission to approval, usually takes somewhere between 10 and 30 working days. So you might be on the road a lot sooner than you think.
Congratulations! You have navigated the entire process and the license is in your hand. But this isn't the end of the story. Owning a license comes with ongoing responsibilities.
Your license is valid for 5 years. But you've got to remember, it's personal and it's non-transferable. And crucially, if any of those 4 pillars change, if your transport manager leaves or your financial situation shifts, you must notify the authorities immediately. Failing to do that can put your entire license at risk.
So, from the 4 pillars of stability to the final piece of paper, that is the official path to getting on the road. Earning this license, it isn't the end of the process. It's really just the beginning of your professional career. It's the state's confirmation that you are ready to operate. The only question left is, are you ready for the journey ahead?